South Jamaica, baby, they made me to be the greatest. Serving the deed of my creators, fresh off of my high haters. It's the king again, Magdalene, chauffeured, bragging and boasting. Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy Dollars. It's another day, another dollar video. Welcome to the channel. I'm going to be reacting to this video about this rapper from Chicago called Bloodhound Lil Jeff. Apparently, he was like King Von, man. He was catching bodies left and right. And apparently, he killed 11 people. So I never really heard his music. I think I found out about him on Reddit. I was on a Reddit. They was just talking about him, but I didn't really do my research about him and none of that. So I figured I'd check out this video, see who this kid was, and maybe react to some of his music. You know, let's see how it goes. But yeah, let's check this video out.
Reputation has always mattered in hip-hop. If you say something,
not no
there's
more.
a sense that you need to be able to say it verifiably. But it seems like this is only unique to rappers. After all, it's not like anyone asked Freddie Mercury of Queen, Tom Jones, or Johnny Cash if they really killed people when they claimed they caught bodies on songs. Yet, in the warped world of drill music, the more dirt you do, the more lucrative your rap career becomes. However, there's two sides to becoming infamous. Because while it may bring you success in the short term, the notoriety of being a famous shooter makes you an even bigger target in the streets. And might mean that you aren't around to savor the work you put in to make.
It's funny because like when you got that type of reputation, there's going to be people that want to take you out just to say they the ones that took you out. You get what I'm saying? It's like a trophy. Practically what it is a trophy is like to add to your stats. You know, to use a video game reference, you know, your stats go up when you actually take somebody out that has that type of reputation.
Make your life better. And for this Chi-Town gangster, he was too far gone to ever be redeemed. It's your boy Luesta, and this is the horrifying story of Bloodhound Lil Jeff.
My son look like a Timu Bad Bunny, bro. No,
before passing on in just
I'm joking.
himself. Raised by a single mother in Chi-Town, Jeffrey Harris never had it easy. In fact, he was almost capped inadvertently at the age of 14 when his house was shot up due to his older brother's own gang ties. Meanwhile, his father, who wasn't around, allegedly had ties to 068 C Block. Hailing from 79th Street and Maryland Avenue on the east side, this is Black Disciples territory. And eventually, Jeff threw caution to the wind when his dreams of basketball were over.
I was 16. I was trying to play basketball, but that's around the time I ain't make the varsity team. So at 16 was when I was realizing this shit real. I don't know what the I'm gonna do. Cause you know, after that point, it's like once you don't make that team, it's over.
Left with no direction, he soon found himself in the.
You know, I never understood why people feel like, all right, your dreams, you're not gonna be a basketball player. It's not over, bro. Why is it that streets and music is the only other option for you to do, bro? Yeah, there's other ways to make money, bro, and make a lot of money too. You just gotta find out what works for you. You know, I don't have a defeatist attitude. Like if something doesn't work, bro, I'm gonna find a way to find something that I like to do and be successful at it, one way or the other. You get what I'm saying? I'm not gonna let anything stop me from being successful. All right, if my music career don't work out, I'll do YouTube. If YouTube don't work out, I'll do Twitch. If Twitch don't work out, I'll do Kick. You know, I'll figure something out, bro. But the streets, yeah, I may have been in the streets at one time in my life. Thankfully, I was able to survive the streets because not everybody can say that, but it's just, I don't know. It's maybe because we're trapped in the hood. It feels like we're trapped and there's no way to get out, so we choose the easiest path. But there's people that come from the hood that are successful doing other things besides being from the hood. That's my point.
Waiting arms of gang life. Founded in 2015 as an offshoot of gangs known as Braindead and Drill City 079, Lil Jeff swore allegiance to the Bloodhound crew when he hopped off the porch at the age of 18. Pitted against enemies like BKN, Trap City, 800, and the 8-Tray Mob among others, Jeff put the same level of dedication he once gave to his hoop dreams to terrorizing his ops. From his earliest days as an affiliate, he flagrantly waved guns, bragged about robberies, and insisted he wasn't scared of anyone.
I'm gonna show y'all who just got his ass cooked. That nigga just coming mad. It wasn't him, but it was his number. I'm gonna show y'all, look. What he had on? It's him right here. Ooh, he ain't had none of this shit.
What a burst was that?
Man, we exposing this nigga, cuz his ass was fucking.
Show that dick. We got an AP already, Scoom.
I'm having my way in Chicago, Illinois.
Now we got another road.
Hey man, get them people they shit back. Sight.
Them they should never been trying to kick it down Atlanta Green.
Damn.
That's it, $10. That cost him his whole hustle career. Everything he worked hard for, it cost lost all $10.
However, in a world where some individuals do this without having any genuine commitment to the cause, this certainly wasn't the case with Lil Jeff. In fact, he didn't even seem to care if he got imprisoned, considering he literally attempted a drill on IG Live.
Wow. What are the cops in Chicago doing, bro? They're not doing their job, because this shit is just crazy.
Despite his young age and lack of experience, Jeff quickly became a key player in the gang. The turning point came when his close confidant Z-Money was taken out in what was believed to be a backdooring hit. This killing shattered a decade-long truce between Bloodhound and Trap City, igniting an all-out war. For Jeff, this was a pivotal moment, the point where he officially declared open season on his enemies.
I'm taking to killing school. Class start next week. You gotta at least have 2 bodies though. For I ain't coming with no. If you ain't got shit, I can't work with no beginners folk. You gotta at least have a 2. I'm gonna give y'all 2 minimum. I'm gonna start at 2 minimum.
Openly bragging about having bodies on live.
2 minimum. Now I'm just doing it for a tradition. I'm gonna start at 2 minimum, man. 2, you gotta have a minimum of 2. No, anything, you gotta have 2. You gotta have a minimum of 2 of them bitches to come to school. You gonna sit your dumb ass in this seat, and whatever I say, do it. If you do anything scary, bitch, I'm smoking.
Within a matter of months, Jeff would allegedly rack up 10 bodies, even commemorating this grim milestone with a tattoo. Some of their identities are still debated, with names like Lil Gutta from Hit Squad, Clay and Crew from A-Tray, and a 33-year-old known as Black from the Evans Mob, frequently mentioned by so-called Chiracologists. However, there are some that Jeff did his utmost to prove that he did, while stopping short of handing himself to the cops. First off, there was the murder of Trap City's Leal. In June of 2023, Leal got into a lift on the 1300 block of West Taylor in Little Italy when Bloodhound pulled up and unleashed gunfire, leaving him dead on arrival at the hospital. In the aftermath, the driver Robert Smith opened up about the horrendous attack.
Smith says he hit the gas when someone standing outside of the car started shooting. He rushed going to the hospital where he was pronounced
He lucky
dead.
he wasn't hit.
Signs and intersections to get away. So at one intersection I had to stop because
The driver's lucky he wasn't hit, bro, because sometimes these dudes don't care who they hit. They'll hit the target and the witness. You get what I'm saying? Like, yo. Oh, man, this shit is just crazy.
there was a car coming through, and then I turned to him and said, "Hey, I'm going to take you to the hospital." And he said, "Okay." Then the next time I stopped, I had to stop at a light because there was 2 cars coming through the intersection, so I couldn't run it immediately. And I looked back then, and he wasn't moving anymore.
Although no arrests were officially made, Lil Jeff hopped online immediately to claim responsibility.
Go ask the ops that Michael Drake put shit in park. Go ask my ops that Michael Drake, his ass ain't making fuck.
The funny thing is they make the police job so easy, so how the fuck the police don't know what's going on? They do know. You know what I'm saying? They capitalize off of the chaos. You know, at this point, they have all the motherfucking tools and equipment, everything they need to know what's happening, and they still just don't arrest these dudes. I don't get it.
Go ask my ops that Michael Drake, his ass ain't get out that car. You know that? I was right there, you know that?
And from there, he continued to antagonize his foes by reenacting the scene for his own
He looked like
amusement.
Polo G a little bit.
While this brutal crime cemented his reputation, his most infamous act came on January 26th, 2024, the double murder of 2 high school students who go by the name of Montario Monty Williams and Robert Lil Rob Boston.
He caught
which
2
were
at
both
the same
members of
time?
rival gang BKN. Reportedly, the tensions were prompted by an attempted robbery that he escaped.
Have someone ever tried to take like some of your belongings from you?
Now listen, I ain't gonna lie. A nigga did run off on me before. I will tell you that. Niggas did what they did.
What, he zeroed you on the move or something?
Yeah, basically.
That happens to the best of us, brother. We done all been finessed.
Yeah, his ass ran off and it wasn't about shit.
We done all been finessed, bro.
Just a little shit.
That's what comes with the streets.
Shit wasn't about nothing at all. I'm talking about at all.
Believing BKN to be responsible, Lil Jeff swore
It's
to
like when you hear them talk and you look at them, bro, you can see like he's dead inside, spiritually dead inside, right? Because to be honest, to commit these acts of murder, man, you got to be possessed by a demon. You know, like some of y'all don't believe in God. Some of y'all do believe in God and still don't believe that there's demons, bro. Like, yes, there are real demons. Spiritual warfare is real. And that's what goes on in the streets too. And like, just looking at him, look at his eyes, bro. He looks dead inside. Spiritually, he's dead. You know, God gives us a spirit. We all have a spirit of God within us. That's how we are connected to God, because he created us. And when you like choose to do everything but acknowledge that and live a certain way, you're killing that spirit within you, and you can become possessed by demons. And I really think he is, man. Like, he just looks dead inside.
Get his revenge. On that fateful day in 2024, Monty and Lil Rob were outside Innovations High School when masked assailants hopped out and let off shots. After they were both hit multiple times in the chest, Monty and Lil Rob died at 17 and 16 respectively. These killings shocked Chicago in terms of both the scale of the broad daylight assault and the age of the victims.
Under this CTA elevated platform near Wabash and Washington in the Loop, where police say 2 teen boys, a 16 and 17-year-old, both students at Innovations High School, were shot and killed, fear piercing through the busy midday.
We was supposed to get out of that for 12:50, and then they started shooting. They was like, can't nobody go in, can't nobody come out.
It happened shortly before 12:30 this afternoon. Police say 6 students were walking out of the school after classes were dismissed when a car and SUV, both dark in color, pulled up.
And a group of individuals exited said vehicles, fired multiple times, striking 2 of the teenage students of Innovations High School.
But for Jeff, it was just another thing for him to boast about.
I feel if I get mad enough, the shit will start happening. I went black for like a week, and poof. Gotta go after that one. Poof. I came back. Poof. I don't let them niggas though.
Elsewhere, in his newly launched rap career, Lil Jeff made reference to turning Za into Za, referring to another moniker for Monty.
Bitches wanna eat dick cause they know I smoke out. We really spank shit, turns out into Za. Damn.
Suddenly, Jeff became a rising name in Chicago, and as he transitioned into music, his notoriety only fueled his buzz. But with his growing legend came an ever-expanding list of enemies. While he's
I was about to say, man, like, so fun and games when you the one putting belt to ass. When it's time for you to get that belt, it ain't fun, is it? You know, when you take life, you just know that your days are numbered. What goes around will come around, bro. You live by the sword, you die by the sword, and that's always been a thing. You know, that saying is true. That's one of the realest sayings ever, because it's true. You live by the sword, you will die by the sword. So if you're out here running the streets killing people, it's only a matter of time before you get caught or you get caught.
often recognized as a rapper, it's important to note that Lil Jeff's music career was incredibly short-lived. His earliest tracks like Can't Beat Us only surfaced about 2 years ago, but with his name now carrying weight both in the streets of Chicago and on Reddit as an active shooter, his Stepping in Blood mixtape soon got immensely popular. Soon enough, he was getting calls for interviews where he became cryptic about the exact activities he was up to on the streets.
Cause they said Bloodhound Lil Jeff got 10 bodies. I said, okay, well he can't be in the rack then. This nigga must be, you feel me? In the UK. You know what I'm saying? So we definitely want to get to know the Bloodhound Lil Jeff story today. Can you start by telling us where you from?
Chicago.
Yeah, we want to know if you're gonna admit to having 10 bodies. Like, some of these rappers gotta do better when they do these interviews too. Like, let it be known you're not answering certain questions, man. But why does it matter if you're getting on live bragging about shit? You can't be mad at the interviewer asking you certain questions because you're the one that's telling on yourself.
No, east side of Chicago. East side of Chicago.
However, it's clear that he leaned into the image whenever he got the chance.
So, okay, so you got this reputation, man. You got this crazy reputation.
Shit.
Feel me? How do you move through Chicago? Do you feel like you probably got a target on your back?
Hell nah, these niggas scared, man. I'm outside every day, they ass ducking. I never see people on live dropping my low, showing their ass where I'm at.
We be outside every day.
I be from up everywhere you could think of.
Soon, Lil Jeff's legend continued to expand, with speculation growing that he wasn't solely active in Chicago. In both his own music and that of his allies like Lil Scoom, there were lyrics hinting at him and Q50 operating as hitmen.
it's wild. And then the even more crazy thing about Jeff and Q50 is that, you know, allegedly they were doing hits for money in another city. So there's a whole bunch of lyrics that they've got talking about, I'm in Milwaukee taking hits for
I ain't gonna lie, that's wild. But that is wild. Like, there's one thing being, he is a serial killer because you got more than one. But being a hitman and a rapper, I don't know. This shit gets crazier and crazier by the minute, bro. Dude was a hitman, bro.
paper, doing hits for change.
Oh,
and
man.
only since my documentaries came out, there's been a new theory on Reddit that there's basically was a triple homicide in Milwaukee that people are saying, yo, this is the one where Jeff and Q50, they were paid to kill one guy and they ended up killing 3 guys. And then there's a bunch of lyrics where Jeff and Q50 have these little bars where they're talking about my first hit was a 2 for 1. I'm in Milwaukee doing hits for the change. My first hit wasn't a regular hit. It's actually crazy. These guys are taking it to a whole nother level, and you can tell that they idolize Von.
As wild as it sounds, this theory was backed by Jeff appearing in Milwaukee.
I've seen that Trap Lore had a documentary about Bloodhound Jeff as well, but 3 hours long, bruh. 3 hours long. I don't even want to watch movies that's 3 hours long, let alone a fucking documentary. You get what I'm saying? But I did want to check it out because Trap Lore really knows what he be talking about. He be fucking helping the cops, bro. The way he be diving in.
Rappers' music videos, along with artists like K-Rax paying tribute to him on Instagram.
Free bands for life.
Although he believed the city was beyond saving, Lil Jeff insisted that no matter how much success he gained as a rapper, Chicago was the only place for him as long as he had unfinished business.
How can we make Chicago a better place?
You can't. This shit f***ed up. Yeah, that's how. If you,
There's like a portal to hell right underneath Chicago.
That's it. Just stay in your own lane. That's all you can do.
The entrance to hell is underneath Chicago, bro.
Up. I ain't this shit f***ed up. You just gotta get the f*** on. If you can move, go ahead and get the f*** out of here.
Yeah, I know you aspire to move one day once you...
No.
No?
I ain't ducking my shit, boy.
Then you wanna stay?
I love the rack and bossy. I'm gonna move one day though, but not right now.
Yeah.
I got shit going on.
But no matter how ruthless he seemed, Jeff wasn't as cold-hearted as he made himself out to be. Beneath the tough exterior, it was clear that he was self-medicating to cope with the trauma of his lifestyle. At one point, he was even seen snorting a perk mid-interview.
Now I see you over there, you getting something together.
This ain't about shit, no attention.
Dudes are snorting perks now?
There's a lot of shit you ain't never seen.
Dudes really be snorting perks, bruh? What the fuck?
Saying he was
Nah.
on the fast track to destruction, some interviewers, such as DJ U, attempted to advise him. But being young and reckless,
Good luck
he
with
wasn't
that.
really trying to hear it.
If a student graduates from this school, their future probably not looking too bright.
Wait, what you trying to say?
I'm saying there's only 2 places
So
they
my
can end up
future
being.
not looking bright?
If you graduate from a killer school,
He trying to say my shit ain't looking bright.
no, you're a rapper, so your future looks very bright. But if a young man go to a killer school, you know,
Become a rapper and have a bright future. See, there you go.
Get some money and be wealthy.
Exactly, you could do a lot. Listen, that shit come with more.
Yeah, you
Listen,
this shit right.
there's a lot of shit
And that's
behind the
the
scenes that I can't tell you, and that's why I'm trying to skip questions, cause I can't trying to come on. I'm trying to skip the question.
right.
Get the fuck on from this shit.
The one next to him looked like
Lil
a
Jeff
fatter
had
G
a pretty
Herbo.
cynical outlook for someone who was barely even old enough to
With
drink.
dreads.
For one thing, he was scarily at peace with the prospect of his demise. But the alleged mass murderer claimed that if he did go down, there'd be vengeance.
They say I'm dead, tell them to get back. Oh no, they still finna go spin for me though. They still finna spin for me.
That boy got caught in you rap.
Dead or not. Folks say he still finna go spin for me. Whoever did that to me, we spinning on y'all that.
Throwing away souls like dirty napkins is crazy. Talking in pre-death is wild. At least he was prepared to go. Clearly, Bloodhound Lil Jeff
is
wasn't
wild.
scared of going down in a blaze of infamy. In fact, it appeared that he felt there was no way around it once you entered that life. In this sense, Jeff shared the same mindset as one of his rap idols.
He made his peace with it.
Somebody kill somebody, everybody got family, somebody relate to him or somebody cool with him, you kill him. Now everybody that he was close with is trying to kill you. It's a never ending, or they gonna kill, let's kill somebody close to him.
Right. Hey, how does that end? How y'all stop that?
It don't stop until everybody, all the people that playing the game, gone. You see what I'm saying? It's the last man standing. It's either you gonna be in jail, you gonna die, or you getting lucky around this bitch.
Primed to keep pushing as long as he could, Lil Jeff would never back down nor retreat.
The shit with Vaughn that made it worse was the fact that it was an industry beef that got him killed. He was in the streets doing what he was doing, and he was good money, but he got into a rap beef that was over really some dumb shit over a female NBA YoungBoy's baby mama, I think. And that shit caused all the drama that led to him dying. That's what was dumb about it. But that's
So,
karma,
things went
man.
left,
We know what
those
King
in the
Von was
know
about.
Saw it as a foregone conclusion.
Again,
Inevitably,
live by the
though, if
sword,
you
die
knew
by the
Jeffrey-
sword.
Yes, inevitably. And sure enough, in the same year that he was catapulted to fame, Lil Jeff would be taken out of the picture. Considering how much dirt he did in the streets towards his rivals, Lil Jeff was already firmly on their most wanted list. But the situation escalated when he was caught in Trap City during an attempted drill.
He got caught on a
After
drill.
chasing his enemies into their own territory, Jeff stormed into a house, aiming to take out an op, only to catch a bullet to the chest. And although he was rushed to the hospital, it was a little too late, as he was pronounced dead on arrival. The crime scene noted that a male victim, John Doe, was near a sidewalk when he was struck in the chest by gunfire. The victim was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead.
Damn, that's a
There
lot
are
of
no
bullets.
suspects in custody. A large number of shell casings were located at the crime scene. Lil Jeff was gunned down at just 21 years old, and for his enemies, his death was a cause for celebration.
You know they're gonna throw a party when a big op gets taken down, like a holiday.
They say they chopped that brain.
Hey, twig.
Hey, overpaid that. What you want? Can't eat this shit.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, yo.
I gave you that. Hold on. I gave you that. I gave you that. All right, bet. Pop that right now.
But to so many others like FBG Young, it was a case of a young man striving to be something to the extent that it killed him.
I feel like they die out faster because they just jumping into something they don't know the steps of it. They just like, okay, jumping in and go off to diss songs and still gotta catch the bus or still gotta ride and catch the Uber and stuff like that. So they don't really know like a lot of things can affect you with going that route, especially
If you're gonna get into that shit, you gotta move tactical, bro. Military, Navy SEALs, tactical.
when you ain't got everything taken care of already. You still a kid. When you first started off
Beefing?
anyway, you still living with
Beefing and being in gangs when you gotta take public transportation. I don't get it.
your mama. You probably ain't got no
Yeah.
money. You gotta take these buses. You fucking with these hoes that fucking with these other people. So it's all stuff could play out. But they not knowing this at the time though.
According to Chirac experts, the death of Lil Jeff was linked to the attempted setup of a man named Trap City Rob.
You can see on the video somebody outside like talking to their girlfriend or, you know, talking to a person who they just interacted with. And you see him run down and chase the guy in the house. And then you see him flying back off the porch. And then you hear do, 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 do. And the paperwork can say he was hit 19 times in the chest area.
He was shot 19
times. And that's
Wow.
why I think they grabbed Rob for the murder because it's overkill. It ain't self-defense 19 times. Clearly see on camera that 4 dudes is waiting outside basically to ambush them. Like, I don't think he should be in jail, but in Chicago, they lock up the wrong people. They let out the wrong people, you know, and it's just crazy.
I don't know how that's not like self-defense. If a dude tries to kill you and you fucking fill him up with a whole clip, you should still beat that, bro. Like, yeah, I had to make sure he was gone. I'm not taking no chances, man. But technically, if you shoot somebody and they can't move or they can't hurt you anymore, you're not supposed to continue shooting them. That's why you gotta aim for the head. Now we stop.
Crazy, man. But Rob, he's still up in there. He's still up in there. He got charged with the murder of Lil Jeff.
Rob was recently picked up for the murder after a witness allegedly placed him at the scene. In a bizarre twist, cops had to use 2 sets of cuffs on Rob's due to his sheer size.
Damn.
But with a lack of solid evidence, he was ultimately released. Rather than boasting about it, he seems more focused on moving forward.
Go ahead, yes.
He told me I don't want to talk.
You don't want to talk? Yeah.
I trap Rob. What you on, gang?
Because he knows that there's gonna be people that want to spin and get back for that. And if you boasting, I mean, they already want to spin and get back regardless, right? But boasting, I feel like is just make them try harder. And they might have spent 2 times out the week, but if you boasting, they probably gonna spend every day now. So your odds go higher if something happened.
What's wrong, gang?
You know, shit, we coolin'.
Yeah.
We right here talking.
As for Lil Jeff's fans, they simply saw it as a case of squandering the potential he had. He jumped off the porch at 18, which means he had nothing to do after high school but hang with the wrong crowd, and went hard in the streets to catch up or prove himself. Having a name as an alleged killer and definitely a robber while moving around like that is like having a death wish. But while most normal people saw him as someone who simply squandered his potential and fell victim to the streets, so-called Shyrockologists praised him as a legend.
Is the legions of kids on Reddit who are really like worshiping Lil Jeff.
The Reddit warriors.
The amount of murders that he was
What is it called? Jeffology?
Yeah, there's a Jeffology. They have a Jeffology subreddit. They're calling him J-Roy, which I was very into that.
V-Roy?
One of the most damning things is like this series of emojis that he would put in his captions, in which each different emoji seemed to reference a different person. So like a lot of people have seen this like really traumatic video of basically these 2 high school age kids.
I think Vaughn was the first one doing the emoji thing,
They
though.
got killed in Chicago. It's been alleged that Lil Jeff was the one who took them out.
As for his homies, the world essentially stopped. In a tribute post, Lil Scoom 89 couldn't believe what happened to his fallen brother, saying, "I love you. I'ma be with you real soon." A talented rapper in his own right, Scoom had big plans for life beyond the shy.
Why would you say real soon, bro? You'll be there one day. You're not trying to be there real soon. Like,
You
what
want
the
to be
fuck?
at age 33.
Somewhere in Europe in a big ass crib
Alive.
with my wife and kids. So not worrying about shit. My first goal now is get away from him for period point blank. Like I already know.
You know what's crazy? The sad thing about most hood people, most hood dudes, if you ask them what their dreams are, it's just regular, nice, humble things that they want. They want a family, they want to have kids, they want a wife. But they get trapped and involved with all this other bullshit that it's like, that stuff that you're involved in, bro, that's not gonna help you reach that normal life. Cause it's not normal what you're doing. It is just sad because you would think that these guys do this shit because they want all this money. Obviously people want money, but that's not what motivates them most of the time, right? And if you ask them what they really want, bro, it's just regular things, normal things. Like, it's sad.
Be in this motherfucker. Like, what's the point of living here for? Shit, I want to have kids, gang. There you go, like,
You see?
I don't get no. How tough you is on my dead cousin grave. What a real nigga scared of death and fucking jail. My cousin grave, don't let no nigga tell you they not scared of that shit.
But tragically, Scoom wouldn't get a chance to achieve.
Yeah, because this ain't GTA, bro. You don't get another life. You only get one life. And if you fuck it up, you waste it. Good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just sad. And you guys join these gangs not really knowing what the fuck y'all doing, thinking it's all fun and games, and then you don't realize, damn, this shit is serious. You end up catching a body. Now you got to do time. And you wasted all your precious years. You know, it's just crazy, bro. I'm not going to go on a whole big rant, which I know what I'm saying.
Any of that. Instead, he barely lasted a month before he was ambushed and murdered while simply trying to get a haircut.
He was
And
dead
with that,
too?
Chicago Drill was relieved of 2 of its biggest prospects for the future, leaving a glaring hole in the scene.
I feel like if they had some real guidance in their life, like motherfuckers who's really standing on them, how motherfuckers be standing on me and how I stand on my artists, and I feel like Lil Jeff and Lil Scoom, them little niggas they was something to work with. Like I ain't gonna lie, like they the new generation.
But by the sounds of it, all that despair hasn't stopped 079 Bloodhound from staying active. According to Traplo Ross, their homie and fellow rapper Q50 has recently picked up where Jeff left off. He also argues that if Jeff had survived, he would almost certainly be behind bars by now.
You know, Q50's still out here. He got arrested for a little period of time, but he got let back out, and he's just out here, you know, navigating the streets supposedly with 8 bodies. I don't know how he's not in jail. It's actually kind of baffling, this whole situation. I think if Jeff was here, he would definitely be in jail, facing really serious charges for a number of bodies that he'd allegedly committed and claimed. Those guys made it really obvious for everyone, you know.
In a rare interview, Q50, who spent time behind bars for firearm possession, insisted that he's still pushing on for his brothers in every way.
Okay, how did Lil Jeff and Scoom impact your life?
Alright, so I ain't gonna lie. When I lost my big brother, I ain't gonna lie, that shit, I'm gonna keep this shit a buck. Cause I ain't no more, you know, I ain't no lying ass nigga. That shit hurt me. That's my big brother, it's my everyday nigga. This, we the same nigga, we the same brain. We think like, you know what I'm saying? We do everything together. When I'm
evil twin.
Sleep, this who coming downstairs, he don't get no fuck if I got a hole in the bed. He gonna come downstairs and wake me up just cause that's my big brother. Can't no any nigga just do that.
Already reeling from the passing of Jeff, he claimed in a moment of real vulnerability that the death of Scoom was the last straw where he was taken away.
Lil Scoom, that was my heart. Cause Lil Bro, the thing y'all don't know about Lil Bro, he had a sweet soul. Lil Bro always smiling. He bring a smile out of me, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like when my little brother died, and it was a month after, I took that shit. I ain't gonna lie, I had to take a minute, like, you know what I'm saying? My big brothers, they had ended up just putting me where, like, not no hospital, nothing. They just put me in a different spot so I could get my mind straight and don't move off emotion.
Later, he revealed that the loss of Philly's YBC duel affected him as well.
He doing this shit genuinely. He didn't want to fade out of nothing. Folks, I ain't like, we barely, when me and Duel get on the phone, we barely even talk about music. It's about how I'm doing right now.
That's fire.
How I'm holding up. If I need anything, I'm gonna let my nigga.
In a surreal moment which depicts where we're at with drill, YBC Duel was also a collaborator of Lil Jeff and Scoom's on the track Long Live Jeffrey Dahmer. Now 7 months on from those visuals going live on YouTube,
They got a track called Long Live Jeffrey Dahmer? The fuck?
Every single one of these artists has passed on.
That's crazy.
With the story of Lil Jeff, you see where the worlds of rap and the streets get far too entangled. These days, the more real life dirt you've done, the more it boosts your career. And for Chicago OGs like Tay Savage, who can see how much havoc it's wreaking, hip-hop needs to move on from that era of IG live taunting and dead op dissing.
That's telling. That's motherfucker always talking about telling, that's telling. Try snitching, you telling on yourself.
But it's not really, okay.
You selling your soul, trying to hope a label gonna catch you or something. Like, alright, now it's cool, like, okay, I can get you probably, like you say, it's art. So I can get you maybe, alright, it's this little stigma right here, let me play on that. But when you talking about real work and you saying like shit that's open, I'm talking about like shit that, come on bro. I get you need some type, like a certain type of image to be the type of rapper that trying to be whatever, but that's telling. You doing all that police shit, all that.
Oh, what about not being a drill rapper and just rapping? Drill ain't the only genre of rap. And that shit is dying out anyway. Like, people are getting tired of that shit. There's no real rappers that do drill that is nice. Like what, Polo G, but he's more mainstream now. Dirk, he's more mainstream now. Like, drill's dead, bro. Like, for real, you ain't gotta be continuing that trend anymore. Like, just find nothing else and just rap. Be nice, lyrical.
Like, that's telling. But when you just on that motherfucker just straight out, oh yeah, we did that. We smokers, yeah, nah, that shit goofy. I ain't gonna lie.
Because when that becomes commonplace, it'll no longer yield the same kind of star-making quality. And so they'll always have to up the ante, and that is a terrifying thought.
And it's gonna be a
Yeah, that's why Lil Jeff was fucking trying to do drills on live. It's because it's been, a lot of this shit has been done already. It's played out already. The whole IG crashing out, live, arguing, you know, dissing dead ops. So now you got to do the next thing to top with what was done before. Nobody ever did this. Oh, let me film myself doing a drill. It's all about clout too. You know what I'm saying? Dudes will try to one up each other. So next thing you know, all right, let's bang out in front of the police station. You know, like, it's stupid, but that's how they think.
another motherfucker that's gonna want to beat Lil Jeff.
Yeah.
So he gonna be like, okay, damn, Lil Jeff snorted that on there. What can I do?
I'm gonna smoke crack.
Somebody off a bridge on live.
Despite how Reddit portrays him, he wasn't just some video game character. He was a real, albeit dangerous person, and to friends like JB Bin Laden, his loss was deeply felt.
When did you meet Lil Jeff? I really like his big brother. That's my best friend for real. I know him since he was like really like 6, 7. What's he like growing up as a kid? I was a badass little kid for real. He's a sneaky badass little kid, bro. He'd be like sneaky bad. Everything he did for real, he excelled in that shit. You got funny Lil Jeff stories? This one when he was a little kid. Back then we used to have little socks, shit, bro was a hooper too. Put his socks on, the little hoopers, elite little Nike socks. Them bitches was there. He'd be mad as hell, face red as hell. Yeah, that's some real little brother shit. Long live Lil Jeff, man. Long live Scoom, man. Long live LA, man. Free 4 now, man.
Fuck the ops.
And unfortunately, the war that took his life and countless others shows no signs of slowing down. Recently, JB bin Laden and his crew barely survived an ambush at a recording studio, an attack that happened while they were being filmed for a documentary by Brandon Buckingham.
Wow.
These are the final moments I filmed before we exited the recording studio, and were met by 6 masked gunmen who emptied over 60 rounds at us at close range, injuring 4 people.
The shooting happened right outside.
Dude was fucking lucky to be alive, bro. You want to be going to these hoods, interviewing, recording people for views, thinking this shit is sweet. I'm good, bro. I'm on YouTube. I'll react to your shit. I'll probably interview you. I'm not gonna go to your hood and fucking record you. I'm good, bro.
Side of studios. As a matter of fact, I want you to come take a look at this. One of the bullets pierced this door, and that's not the only one. We found a shell casing on the sidewalk. The same.
Nowadays, bro, if you're really into that lifestyle, you can't go to studios. You gotta have your own studio in your house. Invest the money. You're making all this money, right? You could buy studio equipment. Learn how to record yourself. Learn how to make beats. Just do it yourself.
Sidewalk where 4 men were shot.
And in the process, a cameraman was struck in the jugular with a bullet, narrowly escaping.
Well, there's blood all over me. Did I get hit? Or is that my hand? Did I get hit? Oh fuck, did I get hit?
You got hit, bro.
Did I get hit? Oh, I got hit.
With promises of new posthumous music from Bloodhound Lil Jeff in the works, it's clear that his legacy will live on. But he could have been so much more. Not to mention that if he never got caught up in this life, as many as 11 others might still be alive too. Stop the violence. It's your boy Luesta, and if you guys want to...
Yeah, man, I agree, but the violence ain't gonna stop. It's a cycle. And like Vaughn said, it's only gonna stop when the players that's in the game are taken out. All right, but this was an interesting documentary about Bloodhound Lil Jeff. Let me know your thoughts about this. Would you like to see me react to any of these guys' music? And yeah, man, I give my opinions on similar situations before, and I don't want to rehash that again, man. It's just fucking dumb. There's other options instead of basketball, rap in the streets. There. That's my statement. Feel me? If you can't make it in basketball, that doesn't mean you gotta fucking get into the streets or be a rapper. All right? It's your boy Dollars, Moftas.
For my time goes by, they gon' raise a nigga jersey in the sky. Treat a nigga right, big dreaming on my life. Shorty wanna get some air, I go and get her when I fly. Taking off on these niggas I retire. The minute I catch fire, I smoked them all before, just revisiting the high.